Alrighty, guys, welcome back. We are watching not Bakemonogatari, ReZero. I almost said that. We are watching ReZero episode 2. Last episode, I don't know, it's the first episode, so, you can go listen to that discussion if you want to hear my thoughts. Pretty cool episode, I guess. It was a long one, that's for sure. I kind of just ended up rambling about the characters for 20 minutes, because that's just how, I don't know. That's all I care about in a story, so, I don't know. Hope this is a good one for that. Yet to be seen. Last episode, there was some stuff, though. I don't know. I feel like there's some interesting things, maybe. Some setup. But yeah, I don't know. This is episode 2. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna hope that Subaru figures out what's going on, because I don't know, keeping up this whole like he doesn't realize what's going on thing would be kind of lame. So I hope he's gonna realize what's going on. I hope we learn what the girl's name is, and yeah, that'd be cool. So let's start. There's a Patreon down below if you want the reaction that's not edited, has the picture and everything. But otherwise, you can line up your own copy with this if you want to. We will be starting in 3, 2, 1. And maybe he should just go ahead and die real quick so he can not deal with this. Witch of Envy. That's what Puck said. Hmm. Interesting. With Felt up in the corner there. Yeah, is she about to steal it right now? It hasn't happened yet? Hmm. Did she get it? I assume. Yep. Oh, yeah, she's gonna think Super is part of it. Oh, no. This is a bad timeline. Hmm. Kinda screwed this up, huh? Oh, we get the opening. Cool. Hmm. I'm just trying to think about like the. I should probably watch the opening, shouldn't I, before rambling? A lot of characters that I don't know, so interesting style though. Hmm. A whole lot of characters. Although we knew a lot of those, didn't we? I feel like I recognize the singer here, but I don't know from where. Ooh. Interesting. The image of it pulling him back. Hmm. I knew what I was trying to say. Maybe I can say it. Maybe not. I have to read. Kill someone to be nice to you. I guess. I guess it's really only been her. He was nice to him last time, and Puck. Hmm. He wants some reason? Maybe there isn't a reason. I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't have to be one. He beat them up last time. Let's see if he can do it again. Oh, probably not. Did you just stab him? Really? Oh, okay. Well, that was a quick one. After this, though, Subaru will absolutely know what's going on, though, right? Hmm. The guards. Okay. Surely he has figured it out. Surely now he has figured it out. Okay. Okay. After this, right? Now, obviously, if you're in this situation, it's not as easy to figure it out as it is for, like, me watching, right? Especially like in this situation, it'd be quite the leap to like even if you realize what's going on, it would be difficult to decide like I'm guaranteed to respawn on death or stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm worried that this is going to reinforce his whole "I'm the chosen one" thing. Man, this city is crazy. It's so big. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Sounds very cool. Nice name. I just wonder what his thoughts of it are. Because I'm trying to think, like, if I realized this was happening to me, I would still be scared of dying, right? Because what if it stops working for some reason and I'm just dead? Okay, interesting. Hmm. So he's thinking, that's interesting. He really does care about this debt thing. I wonder if this is going to make him start treating people like NPCs, kind of. He kind of already was some in the last episode, right? Because it's just going to make things feel much less real. Yeah. That whole thing about how he feels like she's wasting her life by acting like that. Hmm. Guess he can't be as cold-hearted as maybe he wants to. Oh yeah, and they're gonna die. Right. There's the whole dying thing. Yet to be seen if she will figure it out, right? And know to go there despite the whole. Because the first time it was Subaru who led her there. So who knows if without his influence she would find her way there or not and die. But I guess Felt and Old Man Rom would die anyway. Yeah. Hmm. A lot of wealth disparity around here. Hmm. She was here. Oops. Ah, I see. Okay. And that's all right. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. She did it anyway. I mean, makes sense. Makes sense. I guess I might be thinking too deeply into that. Mhm. 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 Yeah. Not her name. Ah, getting sick of these guys. I'm sure he's getting sick of it too. Is he going through the exact same the exact same alleyway every time? Oh, okay. Sure. Is that gonna work? They were talking about the guards, yeah. Is that gonna work though? That's great. Awesome. Yeah, someone better come. We haven't really seen any guards, so are they like the cops? They show up half an hour later. Oh, looks like we got someone. Very fancy. Reinhard. Hmm. This guy a bit of a big shot, it would seem. Wow. I don't know if I believe you. Honestly, I think you would probably be a match for them. Subaru beat them up that one time, so. Hmm. Hmm. He's a knight, he said, at least. What, that's not a uniform? If those clothes aren't a uniform, what does a uniform look like? Yeah, I feel like this guy is a big deal. They recognized him on sight. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not peacetime. Good to know. Mm-hmm. Oh, no? Wonder, does he think Reinhard would just die too? Or does he just not want to trouble him with it? I don't know. I wonder, actually. It would be interesting insight into his character. If it's really he just doesn't want to bother him with it. That's not telling her not to go to the loot house is like really when she's looking for something. I don't think that's gonna go the way you want it to. It really is about repaying. Hmm, interesting. Mm-hmm. I feel like you telling her not to go to the loot house is gonna have the opposite effect of what you want. Oh, hi, Elsa. What's up? Yeah, it would certainly trigger some feelings in you. Awesome. Great. Fantastic. Yeah, why not? Hmm, angry. Fantastic. Great. Why would you say that? What is that even like? Ah, hmm. It's interesting she's already here. I hope she's not. I mean, it's not that late. She's not already coming back from the loot house after killing them, right? Hmm. Mm-hmm. True. I guess. Yeah. Hmm. Well, no, because it seemed like it was a deal set up between her and Felt. So. Oh, whoa! 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 Please. Listen to him. Hello? Like, yeah, let me murder this guy real quick. Tell him to back off and then start trying to kill him. Didn't really give him much of a chance. Like, rip the house. Hello? Her house was just destroyed. You didn't give him the chance. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He has the metia, whatever that means. Sure. He'll become a better salesman with this thing over time, I guess. Yeah, she doesn't know anything about it. I mean, to be fair, I don't know how Rom knew anything about it either. He was just like guessing. Sure. Mm-hmm. Doesn't want to go back to the loot house, but we've gotta. Just the problem is you already know Elsa's here. Like, she's in the area. I wonder what takes her so long. What's she doing, you know? This bridge again. He's a little bit worried about dying, probably. Hmm. Yeah, he's seems like he's a bit of a loser, or at least was. Hmm. How much is 20 holy coins, even? Mm-hmm. Whoa. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Doing it for everyone. Sure. It's pretty selfless in a way, you know. Because you can view it as he has a moral obligation to do this because he knows these people are going to die and he wants to stop it. But at the same time, if he believes Rom here, he could go sell this thing for a ton of money and just leave. No idea where he's getting that number from, but just gonna say the same thing as last time. They gotta wait for the other party. I'm sure. Hmm. This is not. This is just gonna make it worse. This is just gonna not convince her at all. This is really not gonna be. Yeah. This is the problem he's gonna run into. Trying to like share information. Yeah, no one's gonna believe him for one thing, and he's gonna sound like crazy. He's yeah. It's no one is ever gonna believe him when he tries to say stuff like this. Hmm. So when she said that he's working with them, I don't know. Yeah, last time there was a serious reaction to him saying that. I wonder if they will explain what the problem is this time without Elsa here, because Elsa just immediately attacked last time. No? Okay. Hmm. What's so ridiculous about it? Just the fact that it's worth so much? And they don't believe that it's like a selfless thing he wants to do? Or is there something specific about returning it that's. Uh. Hmm. I mean, what more can you do? Yeah. She's not going to believe you. Hmm. I'm just trying to think, because, like, it's not gonna be her. Never mind. It's not gonna be her. It's gonna be a girl. It's gonna be her. I can just tell by the way it's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I mean, exactly what I thought. Reinhard telling her not to come here. Of course, she immediately came here. Ah, reunion with the witch. Hmm, that's a good episode. I don't know, lots of stuff to think about. I'm just trying to figure out Subaru. Trying to figure out what his thing is. I guess I'm kind of forming a picture of it. He's not. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard because I've been watching Monogatari, and it's hard to not just. A lot of the things he's saying, I feel like I can interpret as similar to Araragi, the protagonist of Monogatari, and I don't know if I'm doing that like organically, if that really is this character's kind of similar to him, or if I'm just like wires are being mixed in my brain. I think I like the ending more than the opening. Hmm. Reading the lyrics. All right. Do not want to look at the preview. Um, all right. I will see you guys in the discussion. Alrighty, let's go through the episode. So, I definitely have some thoughts. Oh, whoops, this is not full screen. I definitely have some thoughts. Trying to think, for one, for her, we didn't get anything about her, so I can't ramble about her for 20 minutes again. um, but that's fine. It was established, even though it was pretty clear last time, she did lie about her name being Satella. Satella means something. It's the name of the Witch of Envy. People are scared of it. Who knows? I don't know. We'll figure that out eventually, I'm sure. Um, Opening was cool. I don't know. Looked fine. The beginning part, this is my favorite part of it. All this, cool stuff at the start. Anyway, let's talk about Subaru, shall we? So, hmm. So first of all, God, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to decide what parts of him I really want to focus on. Um, and what parts of him I feel like I'm over focusing on, and maybe, hmm, I don't know, because I can't help but feel like parts of him that I'm focusing on maybe too much is because it's very similar to the main character of the other anime I'm watching right now, which is Araragi from Bakemonogatari. And I don't know if I'm just losing my mind or if he's just a similar character to Araragi in at least one specific way. Yeah, he dies immediately. Thank God, that one's over. I said this during the discussion as well about how, like, sure, he figures it out here, which thank God. I'm glad they didn't keep the whole, him not knowing what's going on thing going any longer. That would have been annoying. But like, even if you realize this is what's happening, you would always be worried about it not happening. Like, you could have respawned on death 5 times, but how do you know you aren't gonna die next time? That would always just be what I'm thinking. Is like, if it's a phenomena going on that you have no idea how it works or why it's happening or anything, you know, I would always be still worried about dying and it not working this time, I guess then I'd be dead, so, it wouldn't bother me any, but I wouldn't want that. Yeah, he figures it out. It kind of reinforces his protagonist syndrome. Um, and it's interesting. He thinks some very interesting things about how his debt to Satella and all of them doesn't matter anymore because it was something they did to him. It was undone, which for one is like, you know, I feel like he can't really think like that. Like this, he thinks this in this moment, right? It's like he's thinking about it like logically instead of emotionally, right? Because even though, like, yes, what he's saying is technically true, if he wants to view it in this transactional way that he owes her debt for being nice to him and helping him and all of this, right? If he wants to view it in that way, sure, like technically it's been undone. He doesn't have to worry about it. But like emotionally, he would still, you know, whatever impact her helping him had on him, it would still be there for him, right? He wouldn't just magically forget about all of it and just, you know, yeah, sell the media for a bunch and leave and go live in the countryside or something, right? He's not gonna do that. And it's like not just because of her, but also because of everyone else, right? Because of Felt and Rum, he knows they're gonna die. It's like it is an interesting conundrum here. It's like, does he have a moral obligation to help them when he knows they're gonna die if he doesn't? I don't know. I feel like emotionally, at least, you would feel like that. If you have any empathy at all and you care about these people in any way, you would certainly feel like that. That if you can stop it and you can stop it because you pretty much have infinite tries, which he doesn't know that, but you know if you know it's going to happen, you would at least try your hardest to make it not happen. you know. Hmm. And it's interesting. Like he's thinking this about Statella, whatever her name is, when he doesn't know like he says all this stuff about how she can't afford to help him, all of this, even though like he's kind of doing the same thing, right? What is he in this world? He doesn't have anything. He's complete, all he has done since he got here is just try to help her. Um I don't know. It's interesting. He calls himself a useless stranger. It just makes me think he has a very low opinion of himself. Mhm. He's just kind of critical of himself and his actions and all of this. Um and I just wonder, like, him saying in the last episode that he feels like she's gonna waste her life by helping people. Um, I wonder if really that mostly just applies to him, that he feels like it's a waste for anyone to help him. Which again, this is just like literally a few hours ago. This is what I was saying about Araragi and Monogatari. So that's why I can't tell if I'm just going crazy or not. I don't know. um, but I don't know if that's what it seems like to me. Obviously, the fact that they're gonna die is obviously a big thing for him. That he realizes that it's like, uh, he certainly feels like he has a moral obligation to go help them. And I guess I agree. At least emotionally, that's how you would feel, that you have to go stop it right now. And like, yeah, that makes sense. Obviously. Hmm. Ask this guy for help. This guy helps him. I don't know. He was thinking, he was kind of being a downer, thinking about how no one's been nice to him, but that guy was nice to him. Gets Reinhard here to help him. I guess people have been nice to him and been helping him. I don't know why he's been such a downer about everyone being mean to him. I guess that was before this, obviously, but still. And of course, he tells Reinhard not to tell Satella to go to the loot house. That's just going to make her go there. That's the only information she has about where to go. So, yeah. Now, you know, I'm I'm just gonna talk. This doesn't really have to do with the events of the episode. It's just more so about Subaru as a character and what the author could be trying to say here, right? So, what have we set up here? That we have this character who pretty much has infinite retries at getting things in his life right, um, and you can view that, it's kind of it's a good way to view things, right? Like in life, you make mistakes, you can fix them, right? There's few things are irreparable mistakes, right? Let's view it like that. You can view it as that kind of message just from the very like basic structure of the story that we've set up here. Um, and I just wonder if that is gonna be something moving forward that's like kind of a message behind it. Or you could also kind of view it in a depressing way that our main character has to die and try over and over and over again for things to ever get right for him. I don't know. I guess I'm just curious which way it could go, because I could imagine there being a positive message behind like this, I don't know, mechanic of him respawning on death, and like what that means in like a narrative sense of like whatever the author's trying to say, with like that being a mechanic, right? Um, I don't know. I guess I'm just curious because I feel like with the type of character he is, about how obviously, you know, he kind of paints himself as a failure in the first episode. How he's like a shut in who plays video games all day, just doesn't really do anything, right? I don't know how old he is. I wonder. I don't know. But let's say he's a bit of a failure in the other world, right? And in real life. This whole thing about getting to try over and over again to make things right is, I don't know, interesting for that type of backstory, I suppose. I don't know. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how it develops. Like, I'm just kind of rambling about it. We'll just have to see how it develops. Like, one thing I've noticed about him, about Subaru, is he hasn't thought about his real life. I mean, I guess I keep saying real life, but his life before coming here, he hasn't thought about it a single time. Literally, we have got not, like, if this happened to me, my first thought would be, oh crap, I'm never going to see anyone I love or care about ever again. Right? He hasn't thought about it a single time. He got transported here, he was immediately super excited, and he's like, oh, awesome, I'm in a fantasy world and I get to be the protagonist now. He hasn't thought about his family or any friends or anything a single time since he got here, which is sad. Um, and it just makes me think more that he must not have a very good life outside of this, in the real world, right? Before coming here, he really must not have a. I don't know. He at least. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's not that he doesn't have a very good life, but he feels like he's failed in life or just something like that, right? And it's like I feel like it's interesting the fact that, you know, he's here in the slums. He sees all these people who really do have these awful lives. It seems like there's a lot of wealth disparity in this world, right? The fact that there's, uh, you know, a lot of pickpocketing, like the guy at the fruit stall said, right? That's obviously a sign of extreme wealth disparity. Like obviously the city is huge. We have this giant imposing hill in the background with like a castle on it, and then there's these slums out everywhere with all these people. And it's like Felt here says this interesting stuff, about how she's not like these people. She wants to, she's not gonna live here for forever. Hmm. And Subaru just responds with, you think the holy coins are gonna change that for you. And I feel like that's just kind of I don't know. That strikes me as an interesting response to that sentiment. It almost seems like he's saying like I don't know, because obviously he doesn't have a concept of how much 20 holy coins is like neither do we, right? But to me this line saying you think 20 holy coins is really going to change that. It's really going to change you being a failure. um to me it almost seems like a not a sarcastic remark, but almost like, he's surprised that she thinks something can change her situation, you know? I just feel like that could be insight into him and his position on himself and his position in life, Um, I'm just imagining that he could view his, you know, he could view himself similar to like one of the people living here in the slums, right? Like in the last episode, when they were walking in the slums, he asked that one guy, for directions to the loot house, and he called him like brother, you know. Um, that's just a little thing that's in line with Subaru's personality. He seems like a pretty extroverted person who's like is good at talking to people, I guess. Partially because I think he's kind of viewing people as like NPCs almost. But I don't know. Just to me, that I might really be reading too much into it, but it just shows this level of familiarity and maybe comfort with this area, even though like this is obviously for most people this would be kind of scary being in the rough part of town, around all the slums. But it's like he like defends them too, He's like, oh, that's a bit harsh, So it just makes me think that he views himself like, one of the people here who has failed at life. But I don't know. We haven't gotten much really about his. We've literally. I mean, I'm analyzing all of this off just minuscule lines that we have gotten. It really has not delved far into it at all. So I could be completely off. I don't think I am. I think this makes sense to me. Because what? I mean, what would be the alternative? Think about that. What would be the alternative? That he's just a bland person who had a normal loving family before this, and it just so happens he hasn't thought about them or cared about them at all. And I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. It's like obviously, like he thinks about how she's not alone because she has Rom, right? Um, and that just makes it more striking to me that he hasn't thought about his own family or anyone in the other world, in our world, before he came here at all. He hasn't thought about it at all, which is just, I don't know. It's remarkable, I suppose. Hmm. And it's I don't know. It's interesting. It makes me wonder if like his motivation for why, because his motivation for doing everything has just been to help other people, right? He hasn't had this whole. It's not like he's trying to do this to benefit himself in any way. He's trying to do this to prevent them from dying, to prevent you know, Satella from dying, whatever her name is. Um, it's like he's trying to just yeah, I don't know. None of it is self-centered or focused on him at all. So I don't know. It just makes me wonder if he thinks he's beyond help, that he thinks he can't, you know? Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Very a Haji Kuji moment there, perhaps. Yeah, and then they're here, and it doesn't go so well, unfortunately. To talk for one, sadly, I can't just ramble about the characters' motivations for the entire time. Talk about like actual like plot stuff. It is interesting how like going forward, it's going to be hard for him to explain uh how he has any knowledge or anything, right? It's going to be basically impossible. How do you explain to someone why you know anything or anything? Because in this case, he just comes across as like suspicious and they just distrust him because of the things he says and the way he acts. So, Yeah, does not work out for him. So I don't know. I wonder. I guess just it just kind of. I don't feel like that's really something that can ever be fixed. Because like, how would you ever convince someone why you know anything? You know. I don't know. Unless you tell them, oh, I've been respawning on death. But even then, it's like, you have to get someone to believe you. You have to. I don't know. It'd be rough. Well, that's a cool episode. Just more setup, more Subaru feels like there could be interesting stuff about him. I just don't know. It's been very understated so far. We haven't gotten. I feel like it's been more about the absence of certain things about him that is interesting, more so than specific stuff he's like thought. We don't get to be inside his head that much and know that much about what he's thinking. Hmm. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I suppose I don't know. We will see. So leave a comment if you enjoyed. Tell me what you think. Don't spoil me. And I will see you guys in the next one.